Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Propagandacast Shadowverse episode. Today's deck, Tempo Forest. Yes, indeed, that sweet spot between aggro and mid-range, it's Tempo. Which is overall, that is a deck that wants to play aggressively, but at the same time does play some control elements to it, which also occasionally needs to be called aggro control. So overall, you want some 1-drops here to sort of help take the aggressive role, and you want them sort of in the opening hand if possible. You always got the sort of usual cards for Forestcraft, like Fairy Whisperer, which helps you to fill up your hand. Elf Song, which can help you fill your hand by buffing the board as well at the same time. Wood of Brambles, very good, very strong tempo card. Insect Lord is just also very much indispensable, due to how it can just help you control the board. You got Sibylle, who could just sort of buff up your board, all your fairies, everything else, and again just keep more pushing strong ahead. Grasshopper Conductor, so far the only card I've really tried out here from the new expansion with Tempo Forest. The other cards just don't seem particularly well suited, at least not without some major alterations. This one much more of an easy inclusion. 2 Fairy Dives to help sort of finish off. Ariana to sort of help, gain spells that are cheap they can sort of use to clear the board and damage the enemy. Very good stuff there. Cache of Pyres sort of there for helping control in case I get a big hand and, my opponent has a lot of stuff on board. I can use this to swing things heavily. And Fairy Saber's basically sort of a finisher there, having Rush himself and can buff the entire board with more attack. Leafman, of course, also buffs the entire board at 5, plus makes it hard to remove with spells. So overall, it's not really changed a lot from Chronogenesis, where the deck itself performed well. Of course, there's more challenges to the deck now. Mid-range Sword and other decks, of course, targeting mid-range Sword could also give this deck a bit of a harder time. But overall, I find it to have, I think, a reasonable performance. But if you can get off a good, start going off, they can be very difficult to sort of constrain. So, let's see how it actually performs, shall we? Here we are, Bloodcraft going first. Not particularly the hand I want. I want to keep Insect Lord, but the rest I could do without. Yeah. Kind of need 1-drops. I need something to go off with early on. This doesn't quite fit the bill. That doesn't either. That's going to be nice down the road, but not right now. So that's aggro, in which case I probably just want to play down an Insect Lord to prevent this from spawning. Holy smokes. For all 3 of them. That's going to be quite helpful. That's going to be quite helpful in just countering whatever he wants to do alongside Wood of Brambles. This is just only getting better. Get a free trade. And it's only going to get better here because I can pretty much just shoot down most of what he wants to do now. Alright, not that one, at least not easily. But I can actually do it. If we do it properly, that is. In which case I play out Fairy Whisperer to increase the size of my hand. Because that's always fun, and then we sort of fire that down. Dealing 2 damage! The bees! Those are actually just insects in general, not just bees. Shut up, Gerald. So there we go. 2 Insect Lords, Fairy Whisperer. That's down. Now the question is, what comes next? I've so far been doing a pretty good job of sort of slowing down his hand. Alright. I think he's just going to go face there. Bingo. Face is the place, as they say. So how do we do with this one? I think we just... Ariana. Trade, set up, and just push damage, ignoring the goblin. Because he can't ignore that. Yeah, I was thinking it's going to do something like that. I just hope I get, you know, my stuff that actually does things. That wasn't quite what I was looking for, to be honest. It's more looking like Fairy Saber for Leafman. Now I just can't do anything with this very, very large board besides just evolve something with it. I mean, guess it could play down Grasshopper Conductor. Needs to be able to burst out 13 damage, which he might be able to do. Not much you can do about that if he decides to do it. So I can only do is just push ahead and hope for the best there. Well, that's already decreasing the amount of damage you can burst out. Decreasing it further. One. And this is what you call a bit of a tactical error from his side. I only need to be able to do 6 damage. I can easily just bounce one back. Setting up a big board. Clear that out. There we go! Victory! Taking him down. That was pretty close though. That was pretty close, but he didn't have the bats to really do anything with that old Blood King, thankfully. And oh, there you go. So that went well. And off we go again against Runecraft. Spells and other things. I like this hand. It has options, clears, fills. Now the question is just trying to identify what exactly version this is. There's like Burn Rune, Mid-Range Rune occasionally. And then you have the more control-oriented Spell Boost Rune. The trick is, of course, finding out which exactly it is. But I've got a good setup here for Pull Elf Song. That's going to be pretty useful. Hard to say what that one is. Burn Rune maybe? To just be sure to draw its spells. Could be merit range maybe. It's a bit tricky actually. Not entirely sure which one particularly run that one. Got Airborne Barrage, or Airbound Barrage. Trade in here. I'll just keep up pressuring. And otherwise, I imagine just set up for Leafman next turn and go for more damage, as long as it doesn't somehow clear up my entire board. I mean, if he's got Nova Flare, that can do it. Don't have any counter to that. It could very well be. Nope. In this case, it's in the Spell Boost. Might be Giant Chimera. Alright. Well, short of any other solution, just going to play it out like this. Set up a threat you can't easily clear out, which is going to frustrate him a bit. And of course, just get a bunch of damage in. And maybe set up for Fairy Saber, another Leafman, possibly Elf Song. All of those would be quite handy. Leafman. How does a leaf protect all of those from spells? Don't know. But it works. So stop knocking it. Fun card, which also got severely underrated by a lot of people when it was first revealed doing Chronogenesis. They all thought it was bad because it wasn't Lisa, but as it turns out, it's pretty good in a lot of circumstances. It's pretty good. He's going to probably clear out the goblin. That's about what he can clear out. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, it doesn't protect against destruction, and it protects against spell damage. So if they just decide to straight up destroy, you're on your own, mate. You are on your own. How much? That's lethal. Because we got 4 there, we can get 6 here, we got evolve for another 2. Leafman, you get to carry the honours. Looking all nice and spring-like. There we go. Pop goes the weasel. Another victory. For the forests. Runecraft. I like that. I like that. I like that a lot. Now the trick is, what kind of runecraft are we dealing with? There's also neutral rune, by the way. That's still a thing. Runecraft really only lost Daria as an archetype, the rest pretty much persisted. Brambles, gives us fairies, plus we got airborne barrage to bounce it back on anything if necessary. Thus allowing us to recycle it. So that's neutral. That is neutral. Oh well, I got another one, but still I'm going to bounce it. He doesn't need to know I got more than one in my hand, does he? So neutral rune, that's going to be a trickier one in some ways, depending on how things go. If you can sort of get off a good hand, just power away early on, no problems. But yeah, they love running Abomination Awaken as of late. I don't think that one's an immediate issue. Like, he needs to draw a lot of cards for it to be useful. So more likely he's just using it to sort of evolve and use it as a battering ram. I've certainly heard about some neutral rune decks which are played as aggro, and in this regard a 6/6 is pretty solid as a threat. So that might be what he's playing at. Oh, that's his game, it seems. Doesn't actually draw out the cards he needs, the cheeky prick. Alright. Well, we can at least disable that part of his plan. But I do wish I began pulling some of the stuff to make use of my large board. Not good. Not good at all. In fact, it's quite bad. That's late. Very late. But we can destroy him. Take him out. Perish. Down that went. Down that went. Now the question is, what comes next? At least I got Leafman next turn to sort of project with damage. I'm not liking that though. He's probably just stalling until he can find whatever he can to destroy my boat, but now I got the option of just finishing with a ferry driver. Yep. His ban was basically a stall for the Abomination Awakened. Lasers everywhere. Just, you know, one flaw in his plan. Just one ferry driver shaped flaw in his plan. Fly, my pretties, fly. And there we go, victory. Glorious victory. So there you have it, Timber Forest, my own special blend, though I gotta admit it's got some flaws, which is I think in particular becoming apparent here in the current meta. Like, I probably need to increase the number of ferry drivers and ferry sabers by one. I could probably just remove the Cassiopeia again. It's just sort of, like, theoretically seems nice, like the old Timber Forest back in Darkness of War would run Will of the Forest, which sort of worked like that, except one turn faster, but I think I just want more ferry drivers and ferry sabers. It's just at one point I just ended up in a lot of cases I just pulled like 3 ferry drivers and no way of using them, so I got a bit frustrated, dropped it down to 2, but I think I need to just increase the number of these to have better ways of closing out the game, because that's only I think the one issue that sort of keeps appearing in the matches. I've had even sort of saw some of the matches sort of struck a bit with it's just ways of closing out the match properly, so I think I need to pop those out and then increase these 2 here. And maybe I know try and set up for some of the newer cards there, but so far I'm just, you know, I'm kind of liking the shell. It's going to just need to sort of change some of the parameters. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully it got you some taste of Forestcraft and Tempo Forest. And I mean, again, it's not the most amazing deck, perhaps not right now, but I think it's got definitely the potential of being a pretty solid contender here for the metagame, particularly as right now a lot of decks to an extent are like targeting mid-range sword, and this can sort of challenge mid-range sword with a good hand, and well, also catch some of the decks that are going after mid-range sword a bit off guard, because it's a lot more aggressive, it's a lot faster, and again, it also has the option for protecting its board quite aggressive and also buffing up there, so definitely not a bad deck. Not the best deck right now, but not a bad deck either. But definitely needs some refinement. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, you know, great. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. Share it with your friends, families, but not your enemies. This is Imperial Dane signing off, and see you all another time. Cheers.